Hi there everyone, welcome back. I am Robbie.
And I'm Jye.
And we're continuing our countdown to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We are up to the final film in the original trilogy of films, Jurassic Park III. It's not just going to be a walk in the park, and yes, that is the actual tagline for this movie.
Great tagline.
No, not really.
I have a proposition I'd like to discuss with you. I've chartered an airplane to fly us over Isla Sorna, and we'd like you to be our guide. We'd love to make a contribution to your research here.
It could almost be paradise.
My God, I'd forgotten.
We have a landing strip up
You cannot land on this island.
Oh my God!
But in this forbidden place, where man has tampered with nature,
This is how you make dinosaurs?
This is how you play God.
something unexpected has evolved.
Jurassic Park III was not directed by Steven Spielberg for the first time. It's Joe Johnston who stepped in to...
Clearly a better director than Spielberg.
I'm not even going to answer that. So we have Sam Neill returning to his iconic role of Alan Grant, and he's joined by William H. Macy and Taya Leone.
Yep. This
And the
is
Spinosaurus.
yes.
Yeah.
This is a pretty simple storyline.
It's very simple. Extremely simple.
People get to the island, they get chased by dinosaurs, they get off the island.
Yeah,
Like-
again, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen Jurassic Park 3 by now, go watch it, come back.
If you haven't, I've just said the whole plot in 3 sentences. So
Which isn't really revealing anything anyway. There is nothing to spoil really in this film apart from who lives and dies, essentially.
right.
There's no twists and turns, there's no revelations. This is my biggest gripe with Jurassic Park 3 compared to the other ones.
It's so simple.
It's-
It's nothing to it.
So the number 1, number 2, and then Jurassic World, and hopefully Fallen Kingdom will continue the tradition. While they are monster movies, they aim to be more than that. You know, they expand the world. There's character development. There's moral dilemmas in all of them.
Yep.
This one is purely a monster movie,
Yeah.
and for me, that's not Jurassic Park.
Of course. Yeah, for me that's not Jurassic Park either. However, I enjoy the hell out of this movie.
Oh, I enjoy it too. I'll never will not like watching dinosaurs running around the big screen eating people. I love it. But this is the only film in the franchise that I do not give a 5-star rating.
Right. Okay, I like this one more than The Lost World.
I do not.
I like this
yeah.
movie more than Lost World. It's so simple, as we said. There's nothing to it. The characters are sometimes very annoying.
Sometimes.
Certain characters are very annoying. It's great to see Sam Neill back though.
Yes.
It's actually, I'll tell you a story which I'm sure I've told you countless times before. When this came out, and I watched it so this came out in 2001.
Yeah.
So I was 10 years old when it came out. I watched it when it came on VHS because I didn't see it at the cinema, and I thought it was boring. I didn't like it at all.
Really?
I did, as a kid, I thought this was really bad, and I thought Lost World was excellent. I thought I loved that one. Hated this one. On rewatch, didn't so much like Lost World as much as I used to. Loved this one.
Wow, that's
So-
complete opposite to me. So, not with The Lost World, like I've always loved Lost World, but with watching this one, I saw this on the big screen, and I had such huge hopes for this one.
Right.
Because I love Jurassic Park, obviously, I love The Lost World. Coming to this one, I was like, yes, Sam Neill is back, and Laura Dern is back, but is severely wasted, but at the time, all I knew was that she was back.
Yep.
I was so excited. Came out of the movie, and I adored it. I loved it so much. It even I attribute this to me being young and just caught up in the moment. I liked it more than the first one.
Oh well, no.
No, exactly.
I will say now, even though I love this movie, it's not a scratch on the first one.
No, that was on my first watch. I saw it a couple more times in the movies, and even on my second time straight, I was like, no, it's not the first one. I was just like I said, I was caught up in the moment, but I still liked it as much as Lost World. As the years kind of like went by, it's really fallen from grace. I still have a lot of fun with it. I still give it a very generous star rating, but unlike number 2, The Lost World, where there are shortcomings with The Lost World, none of those detract from the experience for me. This one, the flaws in the film stick out so badly to me that it does hinder the overall enjoyment of the film.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's do the negatives first, just so they're out of the way, because I do have a lot of positives for the film as well.
Right, you start because you have a lot more than I do.
Okay, where to begin?
Let's start with Eric.
Eric.
Let's start with Eric, because he is annoying.
One of the worst characters ever created. Oh, actually, no, Taylor Leone probably takes that trophy.
No, he's not so much as Charles Wallace.
Yeah, actually, Charles Wallace.
From Wrinkle in Time.
Charles Wallace is worse. So, okay, Eric, it's not so much... Okay, the actor Trevor Morgan, he is fine. He has moments where he's not good, but he's fine in it. It's the backstory and his whole arc that frustrates me.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. This is coming off The Lost World, right? Where we have a army, essentially, of trained professionals arriving with guns and weapons and armored vehicles and everything. They get decimated within a weekend.
Yeah.
Eric, who arrives by parasailing, armed only with a video camera, lasts 8 weeks.
The army's just incompetent. No. No, yeah, that's ridiculous.
And what...
Eric would be dead.
He'd be dead in a week. And there's just so many things with him that don't make sense. Like, I mean, there's whole bits in the film that the continuity is awful coming off The Lost World.
It is real that he grew up to be Bear Grylls, though.
Wow. Yeah. So, okay, there's one thing that Eric does that I don't get. He brags to Alan... Well, Alan Grant picks up this vial of, like, this yellowy liquid. And Alan Grant's like, this is T-Rex pee? Like, how do you get it? And Eric's like, you don't want to know. I'm like, well, please, tell me. How did you get this pristinely clean T-Rex pee? Because he cleaned and scooped it up because there'd be dirt and stuff swirling in it. So he would have had to be standing underneath the T-Rex as it was urinating to get it. And then his very next line is, it scares some of the smaller ones away, but attracts one really big one with a fin. Meaning the Spinosaurus, which is, at this point, referred to be the deadliest dinosaur on the island.
Yeah.
Why the hell would he keep it?
Yeah.
Gamble with the smaller dinosaurs and risk not attracting the big one. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Continuity errors coming from second and third one. John Hammond in The Lost World clearly says that the carnivores are all focused on the interior of the island. Eric in this one says the closer you get to water, the bigger things get. This is the exact same island. It's not Isla Nublar. This is Isla Sorna again. So there's no logic in that.
I'm not arguing with you that there's not countless continuity errors.
It's just it just there's so much that just bugs me in this. Where was the Spinosaurus in? Okay, there's theories that they're on different parts of the island, but I'm like, it's still the same. It's an island. It's not a country. It's not.
True.
It's not. It's
I
not
think,
massive.
I think...
So, where was the Spinosaurus in Lost World? Where's the T-Rex
true,
family in
okay.
this one?
So these problems do detract your enjoyment with the film. For me, they don't. I just go along with the ride because it's a fun dinosaur hunting movie.
And one other one I've got to mention that really annoys me is in The Lost World, there's a bit with Malcolm trapped in the cars, the raptor's trying to break through the window.
Yep.
You see that car, and at first I was like, oh, maybe it's not the car because the building looks completely different. They confirmed that is in the script, it actually clearly says the characters walk past a car with a window that looks like it's being smashed, in brackets, Lost World.
Right, okay.
So that's the car. Yet the building has miraculously transformed and shape-shifted into a completely different shape, different area, different everything.
Could they have moved the car?
Who? Like the raptors jumped in and
Dinosaurs went, no, I don't like this here. Let's move that down the island a bit.
There's no logic there. So that's the whole Eric situation.
So that's Eric.
My other big gripe with the film is Taylor Leone. I like Taylor Leone. I think she's a really good actress. But man, she sucks in this. And it's not really her that sucks. It's her character. She does not stop screaming and yelling and shouting and flailing about.
Eric?
Screaming. She's yelling. And they're all yelling to her, that's a bad idea. And she keeps yelling, what's a bad idea? And they keep yelling to her, stop. And she's like, what? Through a megaphone. So, if she didn't know where she was, I would excuse her for, a few minutes until, she gets attacked and then maybe stop. She keeps going. But even without that, she knows, they're there to rescue the son. She knows it's an island full of dangerous dinosaurs. Why the hell would she be screaming from a megaphone in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, it's just crappy character.
And even William H. Macy at one stage is guilty of stupid screaming right next to a raptor nest. Like,
Yeah,
Dr.
true.
Grant, you might want to come look at this. I'm like, shut up. It's like right there.
Yeah.
So that's what annoys me about this film.
Okay.
Jye?
What annoys me? Or I like the film. I think it's just a fun romp through the island. Of course, it has flaws.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is. See, this is going to sound stupid of me to say because the second one is obviously not meant to be as fun as this one is. But I think this is I enjoy watching this one more than number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say it's more fun, even though because it's obviously not in the same, direction as the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But I have more fun myself watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can see all the flaws you're talking about. As we said at the beginning of the review, it's simple. There's not much to it. The characters are annoying. I just have a good time with it. There's not much else I can really say.
Let's do a positive for a bit, because I've put a lot of crap on the film, and I do still very much like it. That's just those elements that bring it down from being a great film for me. I just needed to get all that out.
Yeah. So what do you like the Spinosaurus?
I love the Spinosaurus.
Right.
I don't like the way they handle it taking over the T-Rex. I think that's very poorly handled.
Mm-hmm.
Because the T-Rex is... I mean, you got to... Like, no matter how much they want to deny it when this one came out, the T-Rex is the star of the first 2 films.
Yeah.
And the way... the marketing was, setting up this big, epic fight between these 2 dinosaurs. And it lasts like 20 seconds.
Mm.
But it's not just that. The T-Rex is cast aside and dismissed so... Just...
So do you think Jurassic World had that same problem? Because it's the same thing. They introduced this big new threat.
Yeah,
even though the T-Rex got a much better moment in Jurassic World.
Yeah, but the T-Rex wasn't just cast aside. The T-Rex just hadn't had its entrance yet.
Right, okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas here, I've got no problem with the T-Rex not having much screen time. It's the way they handle it. It just felt like a slap in the face to the fans almost.
Right.
I
like how this was the part where you talk about something you like about the film.
I know.
And it turned into a negative.
We're talking about the Spinosaurus, yeah. Okay, but yeah, I love the Spinosaurus. The animatronic is questionable at times, doesn't look the best, but the dinosaur himself, I really like. He's very frightening. He's far more sadistic and vicious than we've seen any of the other big dinosaurs in the franchise up till that point. Because, in the other ones, like the T-Rex, think about it, they chase him. It chases them.
It's not. It doesn't feel malicious.
No, the Spinosaurus, it feels like it's almost out for blood almost.
Yeah.
Which I really like. It's a nice different aspect to it.
Yeah. And then we see more of that in Jurassic World with the
Indominus.
Yes.
Which we'll get to, yeah. But no, I really do like I think the Spinosaurus is a really, really cool idea. I just wish the way it took over the T-Rex was handled better. Like the T-Rex was given a grander exit than just 2 seconds, snap its neck, and that's it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the dinosaur that's been terrorizing films for the last two movies. Like, that's how it exits. The raptors were cool. I did not feel like the feathers. The feathers was kind of weird.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the change. I guess a lot of people are pretty pedantic about that kind of thing. Like, oh, dinosaurs would have had feathers. They would have had feathers. So I guess that's what they were kind of.
But then why do it for the raptors, not for everyone else?
And it's like, why change the design of the film? Like, as you said, this is the same island. Like,
but
why?
it's not even feathers. Like, it's like half a dozen little quills.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing that I looked at and thought, oh, no, I can't stand it.
I mean, that's not a thing that detracts at all for me. I did think the raptors were a bit underused, though.
Very. Mm-hmm.
Very underused.
And I think that I would have loved to have seen more water dinosaurs.
Which we do get in coming forward, but not.
But this one, it builds up to that really tense bit on the water towards the end, and we don't really get anything. I would have liked a really creepy water dinosaur.
It's just the Spinosaurus again.
Yeah.
Yep. The Pteranodon sequence is so good. I love that bit. Really, really, really good bit. The one thing that the film sets up a really, really interesting premise of exploring the intelligence of the raptors.
Mm-hmm.
It never goes anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that was very underused as well. Like the entire raptor section of the film is very underdeveloped and very underused. Like they don't stand out in the film at all.
I think this is. I think what helps this movie. This is the shortest running time of a Jurassic Park film, isn't it?
Which I think works against the film.
Against it.
Yeah.
No, see, I think that works for it.
Considering what the film is, it does help it, but considering what I know a Jurassic Park film to be,
Right.
it works against it because an extra half hour would have allowed for more character development, would have forced them to add more than just be
No,
a
see,
monster
but I
film.
think keeping the same storyline any more time,
Mm.
way too much. Way too much. Like, if they had have added character development or other...
Which is what that
other
extra half
kind
hour
of-
would have forced them to do, that's what I mean.
Just another kind of subplot of something going on. Because
Yeah.
there really is no subplot in this
There's
film.
nothing, it's all surface levelness, and that's what bugs me.
See, and I think that's
It's-
why I enjoy this one, because it just feels different. Like, we're not going to agree on this.
That's
but,
like, we're not, like, one thing it does succeed in doing very well, which I attribute to all the Jurassic Park films, it makes me feel like a kid again. Watching
right,
it.
okay, yeah.
And that it succeeds, because you sit back and you watch massive dinosaurs chasing people.
Yeah.
I mean, I automatically feel like an 8-year-old watching the first Jurassic Park again.
Of course. And I think maybe it's because I didn't like it as a kid, and I like it now. Like, that's rare for that for that to happen. Like, for a movie like this, I mean, like...
But for me, like, the magic that was obviously Jurassic Park, and was still somewhat retained in the Lost World, is completely gone in this, because it is all surface level, and I always expect so much more from a Jurassic Park film.
Do you also think maybe Spielberg, not being a Spielberg directed film, lost a bit of the charm?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because you can see that, and that's what I mean with the animatronic with the Spinosaurus, it doesn't look good at times. Spielberg knew how to use his animatronic. It was always in close-ups, it was covered in rain and darkness, and it was always obscured. Here you see the Spinosaurus in full broad daylight, and it looks robotic.
Right, okay.
And clumsy.
Yeah, fair enough.
And this is a terrifying dinosaur. It shouldn't look robotic and clumsy.
Fair enough.
The Pteranodons look great because they're obscured in fog and everything. But
fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going on forever. Oh, just Laura Dern. What do you think of her in the film?
In this?
Yeah.
Like you said, underutilized.
Wasted.
Like just completely wasted. Well, yeah.
And again...
They shouldn't have brought her back for this one. I think Alan Grant was enough. I think she could have had a shining time in enough.
And again, another thing that feels like a slap in the face of the fans is the way they handled the relationship between Alan and Ellie. You know, there's great chemistry between the two of them in the first one, and I don't know if it's just me. I just didn't buy them not being together.
Yeah, fair enough. What are you rating this one?
I'm still giving it a 4-star, but that is still an entire star rating lower than any other Jurassic Park film.
See, it's funny for me because this one's higher than my last one, so I'm also giving it 4. Maybe that's too. I think 4 is too high for this film, but I do genuinely have a lot of fun with this movie, despite its massive glaring flaws.
Yeah, exactly. And
I like this. It's fun.
Considering how much how much crap I put in the film, I can see why people watching this would be like, oh, really? You still give it 4 stars? But like I said, I'm probably not the best person to take my star ratings to heart, because obviously I'm going to give this a biased review. And I try not to review films as a critic. I try to review them as a film goer.
Yeah. I mean, my 4 is too high for this as well. Like, I mean, what's too high? If we enjoyed it and we think it's 4 stars, it's 4 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I have fun with this.
Yes.
It's guilty pleasure.
One thing, do you find it was far too casual when the Pteranodons escape at the end and like, oh, they probably just find some new feeding grounds. I'm like, they just try to tear you apart a second ago.
Yeah, they're just watching them. Yeah.
And Billy, like, what the hell? How did he survive? The entire ending is really bad. It's really bad.
The ending does feel rushed too.
Yeah.
Going back.
And that the entire film feels rushed. We're just doing the review all over again. But,
no, we'll edit. It's a yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. 4 stars.
5 stars.
5.
4 stars.
They can talk to each other.
To a degree we never imagined.
On July 18th,
You probably won't get off this island alive.
it's not just a walk in the park.
They set a trap. They actually set a trap.
Alright guys, thanks for watching again. Those are our thoughts on Jurassic Park 3. No tagline this time.
No, please don't, because it's really bad.
Are our thoughts and ratings too high? Probably.
Yeah, they are.
But it's fun. Let us know what you thought of the film. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And let us know how excited you are for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Keep an eye out for our next review, Jurassic World. It'll be up soonish.
Very soon.
And until next time, we'll see you at the movies.